Homage to the Buddha, the Pure One. Homage to the Dharma, the pure teachings. Homage to the Sangha, the pure community. The Dharma is vastly profound and infinitely subtle, is always encountered yet rarely perceived. Now we see, hear, receive, and maintain it. Hello, Vasu Bandhu. I'm here. I'm doing this video treatment yesterday, so I'm just going to do a couple of videos instead of writing stuff out because it's easier to respond to stuff that we talked about yesterday. The first thing that I want to do is, when we talked, you said that there were people that said that it was what your school was doing was okay, that it was okay for an untrained, unordained person to just put on robes, call themselves a Zen master, and charge people for teachings calling it Zen, and then ordaining other people and calling them Bhikkhus. Now, I asked who said this because I wanted to get their point of view, and I get you want to get their anonymity, so send this to them, and you can send them my email address. I would love to, or they could even tell you what their rationale is behind this, because I have a hard time believing a Bhikkhu would say that we should just ignore the pratimoksha. I mean, because this is the crux of what I'm saying. Your teacher is not ordained nor transmitted. Far as we can tell, not trained. Every place that we've looked, we can't find any history of his training. And he decided to put on robes. They weren't given to him. He chose to wear those robes to make himself look like a monk. And then he has decided to ordain other people and call them Bhikkhus, which is what he did with you. All this is counter to Buddhist monastic practice, and both the Bhikkhu traditions and also the Japanese traditions. There's no monks in either tradition that don't have follow a set of precepts, set of rules. Even if the Japanese monks aren't monastic, they still have precepts that they follow, and they still are ordained. So yeah, when I say unordained, I say that because there's no precedent for self-ordination within Buddhism. So with that said, please, ask them. I would like to know I'd like to know their rationale behind what they told you. I don't claim to know everything about Buddhism. So there might be some sect that does have these views that I'm not aware of. But yeah, I would like to know how they rationalize an unordained, untrained person calling themselves a Zen master and going out and charging people for teachings and then ordaining others. Like, what's the rationale there? So please send this to them so that they can respond back to me, and however they feel. If they just want to go through you, that's fine. Because I'm not trying to attack. If they do respond to me, I won't, I'm not going to go after them or anything. I just want to know the rationale behind it. So yeah, I was just let them know I'm respectfully acting to, so that I can understand. But to get something on the other side of the spectrum of some of those people told you, and you said even you were thinking about looking up stuff about me. They said to look online to find stuff about me to personally attack me. And that's very telling, because if you can't refute what I'm saying, then you have to resort to personal attacks. And that immediately lets you know when you're in the wrong. If I ever thought that I was going to resort to personal attacks, then I'd know I was in the wrong. Everything that I've done has not been personal towards you or your teacher or the Dhammapada tradition. I have not called for the dismantling of your tradition. I've just called for the truth. I've called for transparency. I haven't gone after you. I've gone after calling yourself a Zen monk and Bhikkhu, because you don't belong to a Zen tradition and you're not ordained. You weren't ordained and following the Vinaya, which is what constitutes a Bhikkhu. Which again, if you've said you've got monks who say that, that's okay. I would love to hear their perspective. And if I hear their perspective, if there, are monks that say, oh, well, it's in this Vinaya Sutra that, here you go. I'm more than willing to hear them out and say that I'm wrong. But I've not heard anybody so far ever even remotely say that that's okay. But yeah, it quite struck me that yeah, if you have to resort, and at the time it just kind of stood there on the back of my head until after we talked, and I realized, I was like, yeah, that was odd. I was like, but if you can't refute what I'm saying, you can't be like, oh, well, our teacher was ordained. Well, you can't. So, our teacher was trained. Where? We don't know. That makes it difficult. But you're welcome to come after me if you would like. If it makes you feel better or whatever, that's fine. I promise I won't reciprocate. I will just continue to request the truth. That's it. And that gets to another topic that I wanted to talk about, which was you said that you had a problem with truth. So that truth leads to conservatism and fanaticism, your words. And I wondered, then, do you have an issue with Buddhism in general? Because Buddhism is based on truth. 4 of them exactly, yeah. The first turning of the wheel of the Dharma was the Buddha going to Deer Park and preaching the 4 noble truths in the Eightfold Path. Noble truth of dukkha. So I'm wondering what your perspective is on that. Did you think the Buddha was a fanatic? You're free to have those views. This is me continuing our dialogue and just trying to understand. With that said, I will stop this. I'll do another video here after I rest up for a bit. But yeah, please reach out to those people so that I can understand their, the rationale what they're basing the why they're saying throughout the Vinaya, and just do what you want. If they have precedent for it, then I would like to see that precedent, so that I can become better informed, and let me know what your thoughts are on what I said about personal attacks and how telling it is, and please let me know too about your thoughts on truth. As you said, you don't like to use that word, so I'm wondering why, and that it leads to fanaticism and conservatism. So please share with me your thoughts on this. These are some of the things that stood out, but I got some other stuff too that I'll be doing a video on here in a second for you. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch this, and